Welcome, Crypto Warriors. My name is Isaiah Jackson, and we are here to bring you a project called Shikage.space. And as you can see here, Shikage is bringing the Safu back in liquidity pools. And Shikage, or Shikage, either way you say it, is an ERC20 token that is aiming to bring the Safu back to Ethereum by creating the first anti-rug liquidity pool token to ever exist in the crypto space. You can kiss the rugs goodbye, which is a very bold claim. We've seen a lot of rug pools in the space. If you've been around long enough to see a lot of these new APYs that are in the thousands or hundred thousands, you've seen a lot of rug pools. People get into projects, they hype it up. Regular people put their money in, and then they get dumped on at the top. So, if you don't believe me, DeFi rug pools pulled in 2.8 billion in 2021. As you can see, December 17th, they accounted for 37% of all scam revenue this year compared to just 1% in 2020. So this is definitely a problem. If you don't know about rug pools, again, Chain Analysis is a company that tracks a lot of the movement of cryptocurrencies in the space. And look at the amount of rug pools increase. I mean, Jesus Christ, total value stolen nowhere near the amount in 2021. And that was because liquidity pools on things like the Binance Smart Chain, where you had Dogecoin Inspire, Anubis DAO, at 58 billion, Uranium at 50 million. Too many to name, actually. Top 15 rug pools by cryptocurrency value stolen. I mean, you can look for yourself. I mean, all of these are usually new projects that pop up, and people get invested and think, hey, this might be the future. This might be a tech company that grows in the company, but they get rug pulled. And hopefully, Shikage is able to solve that. They make some large claims here. So let's take a look at some of the features on their website. Shikage will introduce an anti-rug LP locker with two modes. Simple lock, which is one. Shikage's simple LP lock will have a cooldown period during which the LP will be frozen and released after a period of time upon verification. So it looks like this project is giving two options. Again, one is simple. So again, you don't have the chance to rug pull or to sell. And Safu lock, which means you add KYC to the simple lock. So in case of a scam, the KYC document will be shared with the community. So it looks as though they are actually looking out for communities who want to have a real liquidity pool. And I do have to give a shout out to whoever does these graphics. Let me go back to the first one. Dope background, dope mascot here. And this is how you build community. This is some of the things that people like is the graphics, sort of the cool part of it. And then, of course, the use case, which you can see here. They're trying to get rid of these rug pools. So let's take a look at their tokenomics. Shikage has a 25% sale tax during the first 72 hours of becoming a holder. And they say here, yes, you read that right, 72 hours. So if you have joined liquidity pools or tried staking, you can see that 24 hours is usually the standard for Ethereum tokens. But Shikage's high sale tax will encourage holding and allow the token to build a strong liquidity. That is another very big claim. Because again, you don't know when people want to sell, you don't know how projects will come out, but I am willing to see how they do, simply because they have things like a high tax period, 20% to the marketing team, 5% to the LPs. They have a normal tax period, 8% marketing, 2% LP, and then the buy tax is always 10%. It's good to have a good solid number at the buy tax, so people don't feel like early investors got in better than later ones. However, if you do want to sell early, you have to pay for it. So we'll also pull that contract code out. Let's slide over to their last slide here. You can actually contact them. This is one of the things, of course, cool background, love the mascot, but this is one of the things that you need to look for in projects. They say right here, ask questions in the chat, talk to the mods, or contact us through social media. We will always be available to answer your question. They said they're 24/7 after launch, so this is showing that they're genuine. They're trying to make sure that people who want to join the project can succeed without any of the rug pulls that we've seen. Again, let me go back. 37% of all scams were rug pulls. So this is a huge problem, and it looks like they're trying to solve it. So we jumped over here. This is their white paper. Again, another cool graphic. Looks almost like a comic book. Shout out to whoever the graphic guy is. But it says here, it gives you the introduction, which you can read through yourself. The link will be in the bio. And Shikage was created by a core team of 5 members. and with DeFi, they're seeing more scammers. And again, they have a sort of moral cause here where they can say, hey, we want to build liquidity, but we don't actually want to scam people. And we've seen this with other projects. They've kind of said the same thing, but I think Shikage is trying at least to make it seem as though they are legit and they can move on. If you have a lot of liquidity, you can build more projects, get more devs, maybe build new tools and smart contracts that people can use. So this actually works out for people who don't want to try to get rich quick. And if this team is actually trying to stick around for the long haul, it looks as though they have some good plans here. So these are some of the tokenomics they say on the website as well. This is the roadmap you can check out, and the websites where you can contact them on social media. And let's take a look over here at Etherscan. This is the actual contract. This link will also be in the bio, where you can view the smart contract that was submitted. And if you are a developer or coder, everything in cryptocurrency is open source, or should be open source. If it's not, if it's private code, that is not a blockchain. So this is open source. You can always check it out if you are a coder. See some of the functions and some of the different requirements. Again, like you see here with the call outs. You can go through it, see what you like, what you don't like. If you think it's a scam, they're showing pretty good transparency. And you can also see the creators. You can see where the money's moving. And most of the rug pools, they're very private about a lot of stuff. The code may be open source, but they have pretty generic code that most people use, and they find a way to rug pull people who get in late. So hopefully they don't do the same thing. So let's take a look at a chart. This is the Uniswap V2 pool info. 600,000 total liquidity, daily volume 77,521. This was created January 9th, so it is just getting started. It's only been about 2 weeks. About 3,517 total transactions. So again, this is still a baby in the market. Still very good time to get in early if you check out the project and think that it is something you want to engage with. And it looks as though with their chart so far, if you look at the 2 hour, let's take a look at the 4. I prefer the 4. Long term, again, this has only been around 2 weeks, people. So very early in the game, you have the initial pump, which usually happens. Of course, the dump where people get out early, even with some of the incentives to hold and the high tax. Some people, as you can see, they dumped as early as they could, pump back up, and it looks like right now it's finding a floor price right here. So actually, this is, if there's a time to get into this project, if you wanted to check it out from a price standpoint, this will be the time. The market cap right now is only about 2.4 million, which is pretty low in this market. Again, very early in the project, but it is looking very good for them with the 99 out of 99 DEX score. I do not know how valuable that really is, or how legit the DEX score really is for the project, but hopefully if you look at some of the other projects on here, we can see exactly how the others fare versus this project. 13 votes for the community trust. Not too many. That could have just been the team and a few developers. But again, it's very, very early. It's only been 2 weeks. So if you come back and there's 100 votes, 1,000 votes in the community trust, and it's still the same ratio, you probably got something here. So this is the dextools.io. This link will also be in the bio where you can check it out for yourself. And last but not least, we'll look at Hotbit, which is an exchange where you can actually purchase this asset, and we'll look it up here. The Shikage pair right here, and the Shikage pair currently has 2 pairs. They have the USD Tether pair and the Ethereum pair. So with Shikage, you can trade with either one. And again, very early in the game, you saw a huge bounce up and a huge drawdown. That is how most projects start. Not a lot of liquidity. If you look at the order books here, it is very early. It is very thin order books at this point. And you don't really have the ability to buy this asset and flip it overnight per se, because it is a liquidity pool, and you have to make sure you do your research on how long you think this project will last. Another exchange that they are looking at to get listed is xt.com, the world's first social infused chain exchange. I am not particularly I don't really know about this exchange, not familiar. But again, if they are getting listed on exchanges at a rapid pace over 2 weeks, this project may pick up some steam. So going back to the main page of Shikage, we can go back to the about. If you want to see if this project is going to actually succeed, one thing we're going to have to make sure in the charts is that the quote-unquote rug pulls that they're talking about don't happen. Unfortunately, hey man, just starting out, It's looking like just early sellers and people that want to get out with their liquidity. But if they can find a floor price here and they can continue to rise without a lot of selling and a huge pump where they dump and go away, then they'll have the credibility. But you got to give these projects some time, at least 2 years. And again, it's only been 2 weeks. So the Shikage team, hopefully, they are moral and do what they say in their white paper, which you can check out as well. And would love to see how this project progresses over the next year or two with a possible bear market impending. That's another thing about smaller projects. They may have good ideas. This may be great, but they may come at a time, wrong timing, because of a bear market. And when most people are trying to get out of assets that are risky, usually the altcoins and a lot of the liquidity pools go first. And then you see some of the larger assets lose that value as well. So all I needed to do at this point, if you like Shikage, is jump on the platform, purchase it, and if you want to see some more tools, all of these links will be in the bio. So thank you all for watching, and shout out to the Shikage team, and make sure you check it out, and make sure you watch this Monday through Friday at 10ish for the Gentlemen of Crypto. Cheers.